can feel it down in my plums. When I hear a sound, a rap at the door of my young
Welcome back to Let the Boys
son
Watch, an entertainment podcast brought to you by
No,
Going
can't believe it. I said,
Great
no.
Productions. And on this week's episode, it's Finance Week. As you can see, the boys are dressed up in their fancy finance attire. We're busy making backroom deals and spending that cash on hookers and blow. So here we are. The winner of Finance Week was the 2015 dark comedy, The Big Short. The Big Short was directed by Adam McKay, written by Charles Randolph and Adam McKay, and based upon a book by Michael Lewis. The Big Short stars Christian Bale, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Brad Pitt, Jeremy Strong, Marisa Tomei, Finn Wittrock, Hamish Linklater, Rafe Spall, John Magaro, and Melissa Leo. I don't want to be close. My name is Robbie. I don't know if I said that, but alongside me is the cousin Benny. How you feeling?
Feeling good, wheeling, dealing, stand up 69 and ready to go.
Like a true finance bro. And alongside the cuz and myself, hopefully he got a couple of stand up 69s today. Good friend and co-host Ryan. How we doing?
It's a rough day. I only got a couple of stand-up 67s, but whatever. Is what it is.
47s.
Yeah, so like Robbie said, this is Let the Boys Watch. We typically watch movies that, one or all of us haven't seen. Sometimes we just watch whatever we feel like, depending on the week. But regardless, we typically put a poll up on Instagram with some kind of theme. So if you're not following us on Instagram, please follow us there. It's in the show notes. You get to vote every Friday, unless whatever. Sometimes we do special things and there's no vote. But still, you can see all the stuff we post. Follow us there. Send us an email, ltbwpodcast@gmail.com. And also, Benny, tell them where else they can get involved.
Yeah, if you want to see the fancy fits we got on, follow us on YouTube at Let the Boys Watch. We would love for you to subscribe, leave some comments. You could get your requests in on the videos there. Look at us and look at you looking at us. We love it.
Wheeling down.
Wheeling, dealing. So, Big Short. Who hasn't seen it?
I saw it. I felt like maybe I wasn't paying as much attention as I could have when I saw it. So I'll say a 50-50.
All right. And I'm pretty sure, Robbie, you saw it, and I know I saw it.
Yeah, numerous times.
Numerous. So, Benny, since you're the closest to have not seen it, what'd you think going into this? What did you remember? Were you excited to watch this time around? What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like I watched this at a time where I wasn't as big of a Gosling fan. I wasn't ready to give this movie my full attention. So I feel like I left it being like, I don't know what the hell they were talking about the whole time. And I wasn't looking for it anything other than like just entertainment for a night. So I was excited to watch this one again to see if maybe I got smarter over the last couple of years. Spoiler alert, probably not. But no, I watch this with a critical eye. I've said this a couple of times when we've watched these movies, like watching movies with a critical eye now has been very enjoyable. So I was excited to watch this one again.
Nice. Robbie, you said you've seen this numerous times. I'm assuming that means you like it. What are your, I don't know, brief thoughts, but we'll get into it deeper in a little bit.
Love it. Absolutely love it. I've seen it a bunch of times now. No, I was excited to see it. I love this movie quickly. Great screenplay, phenomenal acting performances by everybody involved. Really riveting. Took a confusing topic because I feel like it's taken me like 6 or 7 viewings to like finally like kind of nail down what was actually going on. But it was kind of like a boring premise. Like if somebody came up to you in like Hollywood, you're a studio exec, like, I got this subprime mortgage crisis movie. What do you think? And they're like, get out as soon as you can. Leave me alone. But they made it like completely riveting, and it was a great time. Sad but powerful. Just a great movie. I'm glad it won I mean, I think I've seen all the movies that we had on there, maybe except for one. I think Margin Call was the only one I didn't see. But yeah, no, I was excited to watch it. And again, same thing. Um, Came in excited and then left just with the same excitement. Truly love this movie with everybody involved.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times as well. I'd say probably like, I don't know, 3 or 4, including this one probably. Yeah, I like it too. It's enjoyable. It's one of those movies that's like enjoyable but makes you angry after you watch it. And like you said, great performances. But you know, I think I saw it. I didn't see it in the theaters. Robbie, did you see it in the theater by any chance?
I have not. I haven't probably been to a movie theater in like 20 years, so no.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Too much 69s. What am I gonna do? What do you want to do? Come on, I can't get to the theater when I'm
I'm
just
too
sucking
busy.
and fucking all the way up all this on this island.
Um, yeah, I didn't see it in theater. I think I saw it like shortly after home release. And yeah, no, I enjoyed it then. I enjoyed it now. Um, that's all I got. So, um, overall impressions and plum scores. Anyone want to start?
Robbie, start us off. You never start.
Me? Oh
Yeah.
man. Oh wow. Again, overall impressions. Again, I said it before, I'll say it again. A boring premise, and they made it completely riveting. Uh, the way I thought the direction was great. Sans a few things. And I'll get into that and how to make the movie a little bit better. Uh, I do like Adam McKay, but you definitely, like I know Benny mentioned, you definitely know it's an Adam McKay movie. But it's. I mean, the book. I never read the book, but Michael Lewis has a ton of books out. I got his Liar's Poker right in the bookshop over there that I haven't finished. That I've been reading for about 7 years now. So maybe I'll finish that soon. But it's just a great screenplay and just great writing. It's kind of like like a Moneyball, right? Moneyball shouldn't be an exciting movie about like numbers and stuff like that, but they make it great. Another Michael Lewis book. So no, the performances are out of this world. It's the first time I was introduced to Jeremy Strong, and I sat there and said, "Man, this guy's fantastic. Why isn't he in anything?" And then a couple of years later, he's our baby boy in Succession. So, I mean, another. Yeah, so it's just great. Steve Carell's fantastic. The pacing of this movie's great. I was never bored. I quickly like looked at the time, and I was an hour and 30 in, and I couldn't believe how fast it was going. I truly love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I haven't got bored of it yet, and I will go back to rewatching this every chance I get, and I'll give it a 9.5.
Z's.
Wowza.
That's how great. Just based off a fantastic topic that I love, um, great performances, great direction, great writing. Everybody brings their A game in this movie. There isn't one bad part in this movie,
Is
Very
performance-wise.
nice.
quick question, Robbie, is the topic that you love like just like financial stuff, or is it specifically this time period, or maybe both, or what?
It's financial stuff. I love seeing the normal American people get screwed. I think it's a fantastic pastime in America. I think it's the greatest thing
The
that's ever
best.
happened to America. It's a fantastic democracy. As they say in the schools, freedom isn't free. So you got to continue doing that, screwing over American people. I love it. But no, I think finance is so complex. And I always find it funny that we talk about the Enron document, like the smartest guys in the room. I find it fascinating that when you boil it down, a lot of these people are just brain dead idiots that talk a good game or make some complex BS up so people don't understand it, or just continue to do the same things over and over again, and nobody learns their lesson. So that's what I love about it. I don't know, just the finance stuff. I guess I love money. I wish I was rich. I'm not. Here I am. So maybe that's it.
Maybe if you stop coming out of pocket all the time for everybody, you'd be rich.
Tell me about it. If I didn't go to Queens and take $3,000 Ubers home, take a train once in a while.
Think if you just invested all that money.
Right? I'd be rich. And I should have
Oh,
invested in Uber, actually.
yeah. Ryan, why don't you go?
Yeah, sure. I like this movie. I don't like it as much as Robbie. I didn't realize he loved it that much. That's awesome. It's always when we do these things, like it's nice when everyone can enjoy themselves instead of like feeling you have to like really trudge through some film, some science fiction movie or something, you know, that you guys might hate. But um yeah, I like it a lot. I agree with Robbie. I was just curious what he was referring to. Like I like um I don't know if I'd say like movies necessarily, but just like this general topic. I agree. Finance is very interesting. The economy, you know, things of that nature. I definitely don't fully understand it. I wish I was smarter. Um, I think I have a fairly good grasp on it and like and what happened during this time period. But I'm sure I probably don't. I'm just being overconfident, which is it's about par for the course for me. Um, Um, but yeah, no, I'm glad this won. Performances were fantastic. You know, a number of people were great in this film. I agree. I think it's probably similar. I had a few issues with the direction of this movie. Nothing crazy. It didn't make me like want to stop watching or anything. But yeah, definitely enjoyed. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go 8.5.
Oof.
Yeah. I like this movie. And there's a couple, you know, we'll talk about specific scenes and stuff like that, but there's like for some reason, this movie, it's one of those movies that like I think about a couple of the scenes often. And maybe it's because it's so like relatable because we are, like you said, ordinary Americans just getting screwed every day. So there's like a number of things that I'll think about and I'll be like, yeah, that's fucked up.
Is it Ryan Gosling doing ab twists?
Well, I think about that often for other reasons. That's during my private time. We're not going to get into that.
All right. I mean, we can if you want.
All right. So
I
basically,
got time.
when
All I got is time.
it's true. Benny, what's up? What did you think?
No, I really enjoyed this a lot more than I remembered. Probably because I was actually paying attention. I'm very easily distracted, but when we watch these movies, I feel like, you know, I owe a service to the fans to really pay attention.
Anything.
Yeah, and give us some A+ insight into what we watched this week. But no, I enjoyed it a lot. I feel like I definitely understood what was going on underneath the hood, I guess you could say, like with what they were talking about. So yeah, no, I mean this was great. This was, like you said, fantastic performances all around. Like maybe 15 minutes into this movie, I was like, oh my God, Steve Carell, I can't do 2 hours of this guy as this character. I'm like, this is not a match for me. But like, I don't know if it was just he established that character and I was like, oh my God, he was fantastic. Or, you know, he changed something as the movie went on. But yeah, by the end of this movie, I was like, I went from being like, wow, he is just kind of forced into this movie to him really being like the main character or the person that you're rooting for or you felt empathy or sympathy with the most in this movie. So shout out to him. He was fantastic. Um yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I didn't feel the time so much you know, as some of our previous movies, but I did feel like it was a little long, but I'm not going to ding it for that. But I'm going to go 9.3 on this one. I thought it was really good. Could have went a little bit higher, but I feel like 9.3. Like I said, I'm trying to keep my scale a little bit more depressed after the last couple of weeks, so I'm going to go 9.3. But I've also got a surprise rating.
Uh
Oh,
oh.
We got a text massage.
Oh,
Uh,
massage.
Yes, from the first lady of Let the Boys Watch, the first lady of reservations,
nice.
uh, the first lady of putting up with my bullshit.
Listen,
I
what is that? It's a full-time job.
uh, so she gets right into her rating. She said, "The Big Short is a 10 movie, and I don't say this lightly. I know Adam McKay's recent directorial style is a bit contentious, but this is one movie where his style truly services the story. It made a complex and boring topic into an understandable and engaging movie. The documentary feel plus the ADD like visual direction was perfect for this particular story. And while most finance movies can easily fall into the trap of glamorizing the events and actions of Wall Street, this movie effectively made it entertaining while still treating it as the tragedy that it was and not dismissing the gravity of the event. Also, stellar acting from the cast. And then she said, also, I didn't want to make this long, in a separate text, by the way. So, but she had more to say. I didn't want to make this long, but the ADD like direction, if you think about it, is really of the time, early 2000s, and how the story landed into all of our laps since we were basically receiving information in snippets and we all consumed media in the same manner. Also, maybe why Adam McKay's style is so contentious, because he struck gold with this movie where it worked, and now he thinks he can apply that same style to his movies, but not all stories call for it. Like, it clearly didn't work for Vice. Yeah, so that's why I didn't talk about Adam McKay during my review. So I'll kind of bring it back after that and say I felt the same way. Like, usually within 5 minutes of an Adam McKay movie, I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, this is like here's the Adam McKay show. And then, like, I really didn't think about it, even though it had a lot of the hallmark Adam McKay stuff, until maybe like halfway through. I was like, oh, this has got to be Adam McKay. But it didn't feel, like I said, like the early episodes of Succession where it was like, jump zoom and like shaky camera and all that stuff, which I get they were trying to do for Succession, but it just felt so over the top. And especially in Vice, I think that was another one that was just like, it was the same thing with these like random cuts of weird, like a rhino, like, fighting something in the Sahara. I forget what other movie we watched that I kind of didn't like because of Don't Look Up. But yeah, no, I agree. I think that this is probably his best work, and I agree that it's probably why he got into I'm smelling my own farts mode with his directing.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. Not a lot, because I wouldn't ding it like that, but there's just a few things like, all right, this really isn't necessary. That ludicrous part wasn't necessary. That kind of annoyed me. The jump cuts back to that. There was a Brad Pitt part where it was like some weird music playing in the background, like a live performance of some, I don't know. And it was like, all right, I don't need this. This is distracting me from what's trying to happen. So that's kind of the only stuff that annoyed me. The jump cuts here and there, yeah, but yeah, like the Britney Spears, and I don't even know what he was trying to prove there. And I'm not some, Tisch school graduate, but I just don't know what he's trying to do there.
I think he's just kind of giving the time period context of like what people were, obsessed with when this thing was like could possibly take down the world economy, and like what we're so easily distracted by. I think that was kind of the point of all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, by the time it got to that, it felt like he was leaning into it, a little much, and it was. I don't want to say going overboard, because, like I said, I don't think it was bad in this movie, but I could definitely see it being a little too much. Like, as it was getting towards the end, like it was really the climax of the movie, and again, the story is getting chaotic, the direction's getting a little chaotic, so I understand it there, but it could have been a lot for some people that don't understand movies.
This guy.
This guy spends one day on a Reddit page and they see Barack Obama.
Excuse me. No, but thank you, Aya, for your thoughts.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
And I'm purposely not looking at her like Donald Trump in the debate right now, because she's right next to me, and I'm not going to make eye contact, so I'm scared.
Quiet, please.
Please.
What does that remind you of?
Yeah, thanks, Aya. Much appreciated, and thank you as always for putting up with Ben's bullshit.
My God, the number one contender.
30 plus years of it. It's tried and true. It's a lot of bullshit.
And it never gets better.
No,
Only gets worse.
it's getting worse.
Only get worse.
Yeah. So, anything else you guys want to bring up, like general topics, before we get into scenes and characters? Maybe something that doesn't, really fit.
Maybe a little discuss at the end for me. Like, I'm down for kind of like how it made you feel, and like, the pitfalls of getting older and dealing with mortgages and stuff like that.
Oh,
But we don't have to drag the whole podcast down right at the beginning. So if you guys think of anything else, yeah, let's touch on it. But I'll bring up some stuff later on.
Yeah, we'll save the anger till the end.
Yeah,
We'll table discussion. We'll go offline.
Table it.
put a pin in
Fucking
it.
lot.
Yeah.
Put a pin in it.
Put a pin in it. Save that for Monday's scheduled meeting. All right. So do you guys want to do scenes or characters first?
That's tough.
It's tough. There's a
You
lot of
choose,
good of
Ryan.
both.
Ryan, you choose. I feel like we're always choosing. Choose, please.
All right. Let's do characters first, and let's do favorite characters first. Does anyone want to go first?
Ryan.
I'm picking and I'm going first.
Yeah, come on.
Oh man, this is tough because there's a number of really good characters in this movie, to be honest. It's kind of hard to pick. I think I guess I'll go with Steve Carell as Mark Baum. I mean, there's a couple of good characters, and if you guys don't call them out, I'll Ani mention, but we talked about it already. He was, I think, a little abrasive in the beginning, and you're just like, Steve, geez, man, like I get what you're doing, but chill out a little bit. But I feel like it's very quick that you're like, I love this guy, like this is my guy. And I think a lot of it also comes from the people he surrounds himself with, because you're like, I love that guy, I love this guy, I love this guy. Like all three of these guys, just I don't know. And then you just like think of them as this group, and he's their leader, and they're just I don't know. I love them all, but I love his he's clearly wealthy, but he clearly also cares about the general public, or normal average middle class Americans, whatever. At least that's how he comes off, and he wants to hurt the banks as much as he can. He's definitely got a lot of issues stemming from some tragedy, and I don't know. I just love him. He's so funny. A number of things he does are hilarious. The just answering phone calls, asking questions, telling that the guy in the restaurant that he's a huge piece of shit. Like all these things, it's fantastic, and I love him, and I love his bad hair. So Steve Carell, favorite character.
I like too that you mentioned he's funny, but this is not like a comedic role.
No,
Like the character is funny, and it's not Steve Carell in a comedy being
right.
silly. I thought that he did such a good job with that, where it wasn't like, it's an actual performance from him. Not that comedy isn't a performance, but you know what I'm saying. Like it was
Right.
the character was funny, but it wasn't necessarily him being funny.
Right. He's kind of someone that I feel like I might be if I had some power. like someone who cares, but is also kind of an asshole to people who are assholes. But because I have no power, I'm just kind of like nice to
Just an
everybody
asshole.
and just eat, eat shit every day. So maybe that's why too.
No, definitely. Like I feel like I'm that way, especially in work settings where like nicest person in the world. But if you come at me with disrespect, like you're getting it 5 times more.
You said you're the nicest person in the world?
Oh, for sure.
It was like April Fool's Day.
How dare you?
Unbelievable.
I love it.
Like Lizzo says, truth hurts.
Well, because of that, I'm gonna go second now. I was gonna give it to you, but I'm taking it.
Don't
Nicest person in the world, stepping in front of Robbie.
Until you get on my bad side, and look what happens.
That's true. I'm
You got on
sorry.
my bad
I
side.
forgot. I was scared.
I'm gonna go with the guys. Steve Carell was.
See, I should open my mouth.
I know. You did this to teach you a lesson. But this is, I feel like, prime guys. I feel like this is just him being that douchebag, but just so charismatic as the douchebag. And there's that like on the other side of the coin of Steve Carell, where he's like the charismatic, funny guy that wants to screw over these corporations. Like he sees how corrupt the whole system is, and he wants to, he's going to get paid out of it, but he wants to see the whole thing burn down. But he's, like I said, he's that opposite of Steve Carell in the fact that Steve is like the curmudgeon, and Ryan Gosling is just living the life. So I enjoyed it. He was funny. I liked him being the narrator. Now, I'm not usually a huge fourth wall breaking fan, but I thought it was pretty good in this movie. I didn't hate it. And I mean, please, I wish he was doing those ab twists without a shirt on. That might be why I'm at a 9.3 and I'm not at a 10. Stay tuned for how I can make this movie better, because it would have been 45 minutes more of Gosling with his shirt off.
Quickly, Robbie, as our resident most stylish person on the show,
That's facts.
what thoughts on Gaz's hair in this?
Too much dye. Is Giuliani at Four Seasons? It's Giuliani at the Four Seasons. It's Giuliani dripping shoe polish on his cheeks. Too much. It's a little distracting. I could have did with, give me a little tint of brown. I don't want to go jet black. That's a lot.
Agreed.
But I think that again, that's another thing that that's the character. Where
you think that was done purposefully, like a 100% bad dye job?
100%, because that's like
Probably.
that finance bro, like, oh yeah, this looks great, and
just for men, bro.
Yeah, like this is, oh man, I look fucking sick with this black hair, and because they definitely left it like in the back of his head, you could see like blondish hairs in the back. So I kind of think that it was like this tacky, like how you see like new money people where they have money but they don't, they're not like,
they don't have class.
The super rich people, like you'll never, oh my god, that shirt costs $1,000 and it just looks like a Gap t-shirt. But then you got the people with new money that are just super flashy and tacky, and that's what kind of Gosling was underneath it all.
Yeah, Goss is funny in this movie. Really, really fantastic. I mean, there's one scene in the bathroom where he just has me dying laughing.
Loved it.
How much did you hear?
How much did you hear? Yelling at people. Not now.
So, no, he's good. Yeah, I mean, you guys stole both of my top two choices. I have a lot. I could go with Jeremy Strong. He was great. I loved him, but I'm gonna have to give credit where credit is due and go with Christian Bale as Michael Burry. I mean, just a fantastic performance. Just playing an absolute. Well, I think that Michael Burry has Asperger's, so I don't want to. I mean, if he does, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm very sorry. But he plays this to a T. Just an absolute weirdo. He owns up to his weirdness. Very socially awkward, but extremely smart, extremely stern on his position within the company, and nobody's gonna, kind of break him down. He knows that he's right, and he doesn't want to do anything else. He doesn't want to sell. He just wants to stay with it. And I don't know, he plays that part so good. He plays like all these weirdos so good. I've never seen American Psycho. I've never seen The Fighter, but like he's good with those kind of characters. And this is such a spot on, character, somebody who's so smart and probably smarter than anybody in the room, but is also so socially awkward and makes you feel completely awkward every time he's on the scene, especially interacting with other human beings. So I have to give it to Christian Bale. He's the best. I mean, forget about it. One of my favorite actors, and my other two were stolen, so I'll go with Christian Bale and Michael Burry. But I have to give, I enjoyed Steve Carell's performance, but this time around, I absolutely loved it. He really is a fantastic character in this movie. I don't think that he annoyed me not like for you guys right off the bat. Like I really enjoyed it. Just such a complex character, and so there's a lot of complex people in this movie, and a lot of them, you think they're doing the right thing, but I don't know if they really are in the end. But yeah, I'll go with CB.
you kind of get from Christian Bale and Steve Carell, they're really the only two characters that you see more of them other than just what's like specifically presented. Like Ryan Gosling is kind of asshole finance bro, tacky, new money, whatever. But like you see Steve Carell, he's in the group, you know, the tragedy with his brother, you know, you see his emotions. Same with Christian Bale, you see some of his past. So I feel like it's both of them is what you like so much about them because you learn more about who they are instead of just like what's presented to you.
I think too with Steve Carell, that is the point of those first couple minutes with him, is that like you're like, oh my god, this dude is like, it's a put off. And I think, you know, when you see that comedic actor in a serious role for the first time, like, all right, let's see what you got. And because he was annoying, it was like a little off-putting. But looking back on it, I'm like, okay, no, that was just the character, and that's why I think I appreciated it so much by the end of the movie.
I love my job. Love my job. No, he was
And
great. So absolutely fantastic.
And Christian Bale, I mean, like you mentioned American Psycho, like I've been wanting to watch that. It was almost my birthday pick just because, you know, I'm so interested in him in that movie, and you know, and I want to see that at
Have
some
you
point.
seen it?
No.
Oh, both of you haven't saw it. All right.
Are we done a Bale week?
No,
Did
but we got Halloween coming up. Serial killer week.
It's every week in his house.
Yeah, you go through boxes of cereal quickly, right?
Oh, please, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, peanut butter checks,
Reese's Puffs.
Captain Crunch.
All right, Ani Menches. What do we got?
Vinny Daniel, Jeremy Strong. Forget about it. I was first introduced
Obviously.
to Jeremy Strong in this movie, and I was like, man, this guy's the best. He was fantastic. You you got me hooked anytime you're on screen and you're just chewing gum like a fucking psychopath. I'm all in. Like I said last week, Ed O'Neill, with Little Giants, favorite chewing performance of all time. This is a close second. He's just, you know, he's just loyal to his team, loyal to Steve Carell's character, doesn't want to get screwed over. You know, it's kind of sympathetic, even at the end, he's trying to tell him to sell and you know, at least they're gonna go to jail and all this crap. You know, he's very sympathetic and he's like, I don't want to say the henchman, but he almost is kind of like the henchman. He's not gonna do no harm, but he's not gonna take no shit. And I really enjoyed that character. And he was intense without being overpowering in this movie, and I really enjoyed that performance.
Yeah. I love that when the actor is, like you said, is intense but not like overpowering or over the top. Yeah, he did. I, we know my feelings on him in Succession. I had some issues because I'm whatever my issues are, but I love him in this movie. He's fantastic in this film.
I mean, well, I guess House of the Dragon came first, but I feel like without Jeremy Strong, there is no Let the Boys Watch. Because I mean, Succession is when we really said, "Hey, we're going to do this every week."
Yeah, but there's other people in that show.
Yeah, but it's the Jeremy Strong show. Come on, stop.
Okay.
Stop. My Ani mention is Marisa Tomei, just would be Marisa Tomei.
The best.
That's it.
So, well,
Nothing needs to
keep
be
on
said.
pandering.
Man, there's a lot of people in this. I liked the hell were their names? The two kids. Charlie and something, maybe.
Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and Clark. Yes.
Charlie and Jamie.
Jamie, yeah.
Jamie.
Jamie. Yeah, I like them. I don't know.
All right.
Just like them.
All right.
All right. No, nothing else needs to be said about that.
Yeah. His other team. Oh, go ahead. You were gonna say something.
No, go ahead. Finish.
I was just gonna say the rest. You know, Steve Carell, Jeremy Strong, and the rest of his team. I know that one guy from something else. I don't think I know the other guy, but I like them both a lot. I love the terrible. This is terrible showmanship, but the one dude that was always talking about the food. It's like they got
Oh
a
yeah.
good Cuban restaurant down there.
The Optimist.
Yeah, I liked what's his name, Hamish Linklater. I don't know what else he's in, but I feel like he's in a bunch of stuff that I've watched. He's in on Steve Carell's team. He's a tall, skinny-ish guy. I
Yeah,
don't know what else he's in, but I enjoyed his performance in this, and I've always enjoyed his performance every time I watch it. Um, have to give a shout out to friend of the program, Brad Pitt. Great subtle performance. Was wearing masks before masks were cool. Um, just trying
yeah.
to keep government watching him. I love that. But no, he was very good, and he's well. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want anything else to be stolen from me in this show. So I'm going to keep it light, keep it tight.
Yeah, no, that was going to be my second honey match was Brad Pitt. Like this was the, he always gets the label of like, oh, he's Brad Pitt in every movie, and this one didn't feel like that, and I enjoyed his character in this movie a lot.
Yeah, he was good.
And he produced it too. The guy's got bucks.
So Hamish Linklater was in The New Adventures of Old Christine. Maybe that's what you know him from.
I don't. I never saw that show. Veep guy.
Yeah. The other guy, what the hell was his name though? Damn it. He's in a show on Apple. What the hell is it called? Doesn't matter. I feel like there was at least one other person I wanted to call out, but
I'll call out Margot
please.
Robbie. Margot Robbie in a tub with some bubbles because I can.
Bubbles,
It's my
man.
show.
It's your show. I mean, Anthony Bourdain. Love
Shout
that.
out.
Some power.
Yeah,
Selena Gomez,
love it.
economics guy. Shout out to him, the godfather of
Yeah.
economics.
Yeah. Explaining the thing with the
Tranches. Shout out to tranches.
tranches. Yes. Oh, you know who I loved? Whoever Gosling's assistant was, whatever his
Oh
name
yeah.
was. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
What does he say? To the left. I'm on my left. On my left when they're walking up to him in the
Yeah.
convention.
Yeah.
What's funny? I saw something a couple weeks ago about before we were talking about doing this movie or Finance Week, and I didn't read it because I didn't really care too much. But there was, I think he was like supposed to be an extra or something, but somebody like liked him, and they made him Gosling's assistant. So I think like somebody saw that kind of charisma in the comedy that he had and bumped him up.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for him. I don't know what they call him in this movie.
Cheese and rice.
I'll go with Melissa Leo as Georgia Hale from Standing and Poor. But she was very good in this movie as
Oh
well.
yeah, she was good.
She did I don't know, just something about that scene with her in it, like it was very well acted on her part. I mean, I thought it was a great scene. I always find it like I'm always like find it admirable how people like can act so well. Like you actually think that person's like fumbling or super duper nervous or is just taken aback by what these people are accusing her of. But she was really really great in the limited 4 or 5 minutes she's on screen.
Yeah. Is she in The Boys? Is that where she's from?
No, she was in the fighter. I didn't see the fighter, but she
Oh.
was in that. She's not in the boys. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know if
the guy Chris Griffin, sorry, Jeffrey Griffin he wanted a role and he talked to like a casting agent or something. And they said, "All right, well, they're looking for extras, but you never know. Be nice to people and maybe you'll get like they'll throw you a line or whatever." And he said he was just standing in line waiting for them to tell him what he'd be doing, and they like changed his wardrobe or like, "All right, we're making you the assistant." Like they just kind of walked up to him and just made him the assistant. And Adam McKay said that that relationship between the two of them was like one of his favorite parts of the movie. So pretty cool. Fate.
Yeah. Just gotta look good.
Yeah.
Bullshit. All right. Any other Ani mentions?
Oh, please, enough, Ani mentions enough.
No, I'm sure there's more, but let's move on. This isn't a 10-hour podcast. Least favorite characters. Robbie, you went last, right?
Yeah,
I go
Robbie.
last?
You go first.
Well, I was gonna be stupid and say my least favorite characters was U.S. Banks, but no, I'll just go with Do I go with? I'm gonna make it a double pick because they're hand in hand. I'm gonna go with the two mortgage brokers that Steve Carell and his team go and talk
Ugh.
to, Max Greenfield
Matt?
and Bill Magnuson. They were just very typical, mortgage brokers, real estate type people that, didn't really have a lot of knowledge, but kind of just got in and just thought that they were high class, highfalutin, taking advantage of people think it's a cool thing. And you see that a lot. I mean, they're that field, real estate and like mortgage companies and people who write loans are like that. A lot of people don't really give a crap what they're doing as long as they're getting paid. So yeah, they played it so good that douchey, I guess it's finance, that douchey finance, bro, to a T.
My pick is going to be Joey Brooks as the JP Morgan banker because you know that he's the guy that they all shit on at JP Morgan. And they're just like, yeah, go deal with those two guys. And he takes that opportunity to be an asshole to the two guys from Greenfield. Or was it Greenfield? What was the name of their
Brownfield.
Brownfield? Um, I mean, he's 100% right with what he's saying, but he's also, just again, the way he says it when he's like, yeah, when you raise 1,470,000,000, then you can come back and talk to us. He's like, all right, go away now. Again, I mean, played the part perfectly, but just out of him, who that character would be in real life as well, I'll name my least favorite. But I really don't think there's a bad character in this whole movie. So that's just it's purely procedural pick there. I'm just going with who's on the board.
Yeah, you got to pick someone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go not because I hate the character, because I actually like the character because he's so hateable. But maybe more what he represents, and that's Mr. Chow, the man at the restaurant.
Oh, good pick.
Carell.
Good pick.
Um,
He fell late.
yeah, he just the stuff he was saying, and like they warned him about it, and you felt Steve Carell's rage the entire time. You're just like, to hit him, do something. Like
Yeah.
this piece of crap exists. This person, a person like this, and probably many others, either existed and still exist, or some form of them exist, and they're making tons of money on nothing, producing
And he-
nothing.
And he loves every second of being the
Loves it.
evil bastard he is.
Yeah,
Good pick.
just raking in cash on the backs of working Americans, and does not give any F's when things don't work out, because he still gets paid probably.
Good pick.
Thank you. I was gonna pick tranches, but someone already said that.
Yeah, they said don't tranche on me.
Yeah.
But that don't tread on me for history if you don't know what that is.
That was that
That was for Benny.
for
That was
Benny?
for Benny. If you didn't know what that was,
History,
tread
never
on me.
heard of it. Never heard of it.
you know what they say. Don't
And
tranche on me.
I got no Ani mentions. But there's, like I said, I don't think there's a bad.
He
Oh,
wants
you
to,
know
he
what?
wants to wrap the podcast up. Let's wrap it up now. We don't. 10 out of 10. Movie's good. See you later.
See you later.
No, I do have
Nothing
an
needs
Ani
to be
mention.
said.
I do have an Ani mention. The main investor's right hand man from Scion, the guy that's doing the
I was
hype.
gonna. That's who I had. It's what's his name? I had him right here. I think it's Martin Wayne
Yeah,
Perry or
he's
chill
giving
out, guy.
he's giving the hype man, go fuck yourselves too. I want my money back guy. He was such a, you wanted to just fucking
Oh
knock him right
yeah.
out.
I didn't know who you meant at first. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, that guy was. I was like, this guy's on the list right away.
He's just there to scream at him.
Yeah. The other guy too, though, the main investor, like, I'm sure if Christian Bale or Michael in the film knows exactly what's in his contract and what rules he can or cannot follow. And it sounds like he is free to make any moves he wants. And because he was making them all money traditionally by buying stocks, they were like fantastic. But he does this wild ass shit and then gets, what does he say? His profit was like 400 something million, something stupid. And
Yeah.
I'm sure that guy probably didn't even say thank you.
No. When he said he was shutting down, he's like, all right, don't gotta deal with that guy no more.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I mean, again, it's a movie, whatever. It probably
know.
didn't go down like that. But the fact that Christian Bale is like never like, look, can I talk to you for 15 minutes and explain what I'm seeing and you'll understand?
Right.
But like, no, it never happens. He's just got to be like, trust me, bro,
I
trust
know.
me, we're gonna make it happen.
It's such a movie trope that bothers me.
Yeah.
Like, just talk for 10 minutes and you guys can probably figure it out. But no,
Yeah.
whatever. Scenes.
See.
Let's do least favorite first. I don't know if there's gonna be a lot here. Benny, why don't you start?
My least favorite scene. How long can I stall here? Well, I think of my least favorite scene.
Not dead, Robbie. Believe this?
This guy, man, this guy wants to leave early, but he wants to stay late. I mean, come on, make up your mind.
Maybe you're putting it on me. I never said I wanted to end early. Maybe that's just you.
Projection.
Excuse me.
You're projecting like somebody I know that's got an orange face and bad hair. My least favorite scene was probably I don't know. I really don't have one. It's hard to think. There was nothing that stood out to me. So, I don't know. I don't got one. I can't think of one off the top of my
That's
head.
fucking lame.
I'm
Let me
blanking.
go.
I don't know.
Let
There
me
was
go.
nothing bad. Go ahead. Go.
My least favorite scene is every time I have to interact with Benny on this podcast. No, my least favorite scene I'll go with. I mean, it's not.
Oh
Again,
yeah. Okay.
when I pick these least favorite scenes,
Yeah.
they're not that I hate them. It's that some of them can be sad, some of them can be depressing. So I'll go with when Mark finally breaks down to Marisa Tomei, his wife, about what happened to his brother and how he just basically his brothers tell him like I'm not okay, and all he knows how to do in that moment in time in his life is offer him money instead of talking to him and see how he's feeling. So, and finally break down to have that probably, I don't know how long it was, but years of, you know, heaviness lifted off your chest probably felt good, but it's also very sad that he still holds that weight that in his brother's deepest time of need, all he could do was offer him money instead of just being there and talking to him. So that was a sad scene. So I have to say my least favorite because I hate sad stuff. People losing their mortgages and pensions, who cares? But when it's suicide and a brother's death, please. A brother's love is a brother's love.
All right. So I got one now because you sparked something in me with the depressing thing. It was when the two of Steve Carell's bros were down in Florida investigating the mortgage.
Keep going.
And the guy, the older the guy answers the door and he's like, sorry.
Like a true Trump supporter, stealing everybody's ideas, this guy.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
A concept of an idea.
Yeah. No, when he was like, oh, your landlord's late on your payments, and he's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and it's very sad. And then at the end of the movie, you see that he's living out of a van with the kids, just very sad. Okay, it made me very upset. And if you didn't berate me, I probably wouldn't have stole your pick. Sorry, Ryan.
I didn't berate you.
You giving looks.
I was encouraging.
You like this, stirring the pot.
Stir the pot. Yeah. And then, oh, I'm not involved in this. I'm just.
I said that.
Yeah, I didn't say that. And that's me in the background while you guys are fighting.
The old Trump two-step.
I'll go with sort of along the same lines as you two, especially Benny, because it was my original pick, but it wasn't a sad scene necessarily, or a scene I didn't like, but it kind of like really like made me kind of mad when the two kids from Brownfield or Brownhole or whatever are like walking out of the casino dancing, doing they're all excited. And Brad Pitt's basically like, dude, you're betting on America to fail. You're betting on like a housing crisis, which means hundreds of thousands, millions of people are going to lose their homes. The economy's going to tank. Like, so like that kind of just made me like upset because a lot of this stuff really happened. There's really people that made tons of money on the fact that millions of people lost their homes. Now, should a lot of those people have been in those homes? Probably not, because of but it's also maybe not a lot of their fault because the banks were predatory, whatever. We're not here to point fingers, but it upset me. And I'm sure maybe we'll talk about this more later. But yeah, I'll go with that. Because it's true.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to earlier. Just by Brad Pitt, that was a great performance by him.
Yeah. Yeah. Seeds. Seeds will be the new currency, Robbie. Remember that.
Shit, seeds.
It's not
Planting
wrong.
seeds.
Gotta eat.
See,
Any Ani mentions for least favorite since we struggled? I don't know if there will be.
I'll just go with that ludicrous cutting scene. I didn't really
Yeah,
enjoy
good
it.
call.
That was annoying to me. Uh, it took me out of the movie for like 4 seconds, but it just I guess I get what he was trying to do. I mean, Benny explained it to me because I'm a dumb, but it just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't make sense in the movie. I think he could have got that point across doing something else. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, could have been a couple lines. You know, I could just see Jeremy Strong saying something like, "People are too worried about Britney fucking Spears to worry about what their interest rate is on their mortgage," or something.
Yeah,
Instead
like
of,
adjustable rates are gonna kick in. Who care? I know
right.
all they care about is, Paris Hilton and Simple Life.
Fantastic show.
That's
You
hot.
would,
No, I
you
never
would
saw
like
it.
that show.
Never
I
saw
thought, wait, I thought her show was called One Night in Paris.
it.
Seen that? I seen that. A+.
A plus. Eh. All right, favorite scene. Um, oh, I'm going first. Nice. Um, I guess I'll go with kind of, again, it's like a bittersweet victory for Mark Baum, and like, maybe even to a lesser extent the Brownfield boys and whatever. But like, I don't know, it's hard. Like, I'm not sure why I was really rooting for it watching this movie, or maybe in real life back then, but it was like nice to see these stupid banks like go down, their stock go to zero. But like, it's still sad because people lost their jobs. It's horrible for the economy, these big investment banks. But in the movie, I enjoyed seeing him say, "Yep, sell, get these motherfuckers," and I guess claim victory.
Spoken like a true communist. Um, Yeah, I would go with there's so many, but I really enjoy the scene. When Jarrett first meets Mark's team, and they come in there with the Jenga, and our guys in the background getting told to shut the fuck up for no reason. Then he brings in the fake, math wizard, and they cut to him, and he's like not
Quant.
even truly that smart. He's smart, but he came in second place. But no, it's just a great scene. You get to meet everybody. You get to see Gosling just tour de force, so charismatic in every scene he was in this movie, even though he's oozing with douchism. He's such a douche in this movie, but he's also got that machismo. Shout out Razor Ramon, rest in peace. But yeah, it's just a fun performance. It's just a fun scene, and I really enjoyed it. They first figure out like what's going on, and they don't know what to believe and kind of how much money they can make. It's just a great performance by everybody involved, and I like that. And it's tough to choose because there's so many good scenes in this movie, but this is my favorite.
That's a good choice.
I think mine would be, I mean, a lot of the Vegas stuff was really good. Just when everybody's kind of finally interweaving, even though they're not really interacting with each other, but they're all in the same place at the same time. But I mean, when the Bear Stearns stock starts dropping like crazy, and just that chaoticness that's going on, and like, that one guy that's, the corporate face that's like, no, everything's fine. I'll buy more stock right now. And you see everybody checking their phone and the panic setting in. And
The
Steve
Palm
Carell,
Pilots.
yeah,
I love them.
yeah. Steve Carell gives that, the speech. He ends it with the mic drop, and then everybody just walking out on Alan Greenspan. Uh, I just thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a great part of the movie, and just seeing the whole, you're gonna see why this is like that and how stupid they are, and just all the hubris that's going around and people not knowing what they're doing. And you guys mentioned the scene with Mr. Chow. There was just so much going on in Vegas that it's hard not to pick that for me.
Good choice. Any mentions?
I'll say Ryan, your scene was probably gonna be my first pick, was the end of the movie. But I also was gonna pick too, one of, I think it was Robbie's least favorite scene, just the Steve Carell breakdown, because it was very well acted. Yeah, it definitely made you feel bad, but I just thought it was done really well.
I'll go with when Mark and Vinny meet up with the Standard and Poor lady, when they figure out like, oh my God, these people are just like fucking taking bribes here, so they
Yeah.
don't go to
Yeah.
Moody's down the block. It's just one big game. It's a political game. They play it so well, and then it's a financial game that they play so well. It's nobody knows what they're doing. Everybody just taking bribes and trying to make somebody else happy. So that was cool and figuring it out. But again, it's one big scheme. It's one big, circle jerk. And yeah, that made me, out of all the scenes, that was one of the scenes that kind of made me pissed off, because that's like, come on, man. Like, does anybody have a backbone here? But hey, you got to be in business. You got to play the game.
Yeah. It's
Time to
it's
play the
kind
game.
of a it's kind of a mystery movie, sort of, if you think about it. Like they're looking at all these different clues to try to like figure out what's going on. And I mean, I love a good mystery. Give me a good puzzle.
Oh,
Fantastic.
please stand in the pole with the tranches on
Yeah.
Wall Street.
Yeah. Yeah, like putting all the pieces together and like, especially when Steve Carell realizes after the Vegas scene, he's like, fucking buy everything, 500 million, anything this
Yeah.
guy touches.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Uh, I did like, not to call out any of them specifically, but I did like that they tried to explain certain things. Having like Margot Robbie, Anthony Bourdain, the other one, Selena Gomez, come in, and just kind of like explain it in simple terms. Because yeah, some of these things are very complex, and I feel like it made me think it's complex on purpose, where in reality it's actually very simple. They're just making it complex so like average Joe can't understand it.
Yeah. Just using big words and stuff like that. But when they kind of break down, it's like, all right, well, that seems
Yeah, that makes sense.
pretty reasonable. But yeah.
But
Then you got
that,
Joe the Plumber. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
yeah,
Shout out Joe the Plumber.
shout out
Rest in
Joe the Plumber.
peace. Rest in peace,
What?
Joe the Plumber.
Since when?
Yeah. A couple years ago.
What was he from?
Joe the Plumber.
The Obama, I think, might gain presidential cycle.
That's
Joe
Yeah.
Plumber.
Yeah, I didn't remember who he was.
JTP, they call him. Rest in peace.
um, that was also infuriating that like when they explained how the fact that all these banks were making bets on bets on bets on bets, and it's like you take an original investment and then there's just billions of dollars surrounding it. Like, how fucked up is that? That's an insane way to have a financial system.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
I
it's
feel
like
like
the
even I'm speaking.
Quiet, please.
uh,
But even like when Jeremy Strong's character said like basically like they knew what they were doing. Yeah, they were gonna get bailed out no matter what. You have to bail them out or the world economy is gonna collapse. So I feel like they might have knew what they were doing, but who knows? But yeah, America.
Piled. Any other Ani mentions?
I bet he was gonna talk. What did he have to say?
I was just
Fuck 'em.
to your point. I mean, it's like what happened with shorting the housing market. Like one person has the idea, and then everybody else has to pile on. Like towards the end of Vegas, like everybody's giving such ridiculous prices because everybody wants to do it. It's the same thing with all those side bets. Like once somebody gets that idea, like they can never say enough is enough. Like they have
Yeah.
to keep, trying to make more and more and more money.
Or because they know they have to pay out whoever at 200 to 1 because it was a ridiculous bet 6 months ago,
Yeah.
they have to try to make up some of that. So yeah, it's crazy. But once there's money to be made, the fucking hyenas will be all over it. Whatever.
Crazy.
Any other scenes?
I don't think so.
One quick Ani Mensch least favorite scene is the Karen Gillan, I think her name is, the SEC, who is just like piece of shit.
Oh yeah, she was the worst.
Just there for sucking and fucking.
Yeah.
You're not there for that. Then what are you there for?
Yeah. All right. So let's move on. How to make this movie better? Does anyone have any ideas? I mean, a lot of high scores, so I'm not sure what we'll have, but who wants to go? Anyone got anything?
I just had some of the jump scenes, some of the like again, the ludicrous stuff, and the other one with the Brad Pitt with like just somebody singing across the Great Plains. Like I don't need that. I could have done with that. That it was I don't know, a little too much for me. It was unnecessary. Like you said, Ryan, they could have explained it in detail with a quick hit, like a quick 2-second blurb, and we could have moved on. I didn't need Ludacris blasting all over my fantastic Sonos sound speakers that I got myself. Nobody told me about.
Just a horrible person. Just a nasty lady.
Ben, you got anything?
I don't know. Like I said, I mean, it was long, but it wasn't too long. That I thought this was Adam McKay probably at his best. Maybe cut out that whole SEC thing. Maybe that would be the only thing because it really had no bearing on the story, just other than her getting a stand-up 69. yeah, in the hotel room. I mean, at that point, why didn't you show it? I mean, don't allude to it. Show, don't tell is what they say. So
Yeah.
maybe more stand up 69s is in a roundabout way. Is what I'll say.
Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything specific. Maybe, um, yeah, probably same as Rob. I'd lean towards like with Robbie, where it's, get rid of some of the like the cuts and like, so I know I makes a great point that it was done purposefully. At least maybe we're reading too much into it, but some of it's a few times the like jump cuts and quick changes and whatever, where I was kind of like, all right, chill out. Like just let the scene happen. We don't need to do this. But yeah, nothing really crazy. Just get rid of the ludicrous stuff and it's a shame because I love Luda.
Well, please. The best.
Best. All right. Well, not a lot there, but I do have a way we can make this film better, and we play it every week. Working Overtime, where we cast Matt Damon in a role we invent or that exists. So, boys, are you ready to tell the world that it needs plenty of bartenders? 2 weeks with pay.
Maybe,
Maybe
not.
fuck yourself.
Maybe
Maybe
fuck
fuck
yourself.
I'll investigate anyone I want, you cocksucker. So yeah, does anyone want to go first casting Matt Damon?
I'll go first because mine always stink.
Untrue.
Facts.
Facts,
False.
facts, 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 facts,
Facts.
give me Matt Damon as Alan Greenspan and give me
Ooh.
20 minutes of Alan Greenspan explaining why he was so wrong on the economy. Give me the bald cap, give me the receding hairline. Just give me an old looking Matt Damon somehow making Alan Greenspan sexy. I mean, they had Margot Robbie to make Mortgages sexy. Make Matt Damon make Alan Greenspan sexy.
Fair.
Ew, Alan Greenspan, disgusting.
He's not great. Give me a young ass kissing Matt Damon as Ryan Gosling's assistant. How fantastic would it be to just see him be a little bitch boy behind the goss, getting told to shut the fuck up and clean up the Jenga blocks? Amazing.
I love it.
Love it. And I just thought of that now. I had a different option, but I think that's better. Robbie, you still perplexed by Alan Greenspan's looks?
Yeah, I didn't know Andrea Mitchell was married to Alan Greenspan.
Really?
Yeah,
Who?
Andrea Mitchell, 1997, they were married. Still married. He's still alive. He looks like fucking Tales from the Crypt.
Who's Andrea Mitchell?
She's a reporter. She's the worst.
Yeah,
She
it's always Alan
stinks.
Greenspan.
She's
Yeah,
still
that's
on TV?
Yeah. It's a dynamic duo of just insufferable people.
Yeah, it's Alan Greenspan. Go fuck yourself. You know what's going on, Alan Greenspan? You fucking crippling old bastard. Um, Give me a young whippersnapper, smart as a whip, probably waxing the floor somewhere at Harvard or something like that. Give me Matt Damon as Will Hunting, but give me Will Hunting in one of them cut scenes, those jump scenes where they go to people to explain stuff. So give me Will Hunting explaining tranches and AAA bonds
Love it.
and everything like that, subprime mortgages and CDOs. Give me Matt Damon as Will Hunting, 5 minutes of him just explaining extremely smart stuff in his Boston cocky attitude. And yeah, I mean, I would go ballistic. I would give his movie a 10. I'd watch it again and again just for that, just to see Will Hunting explain subprime mortgages to me in tranches.
You know how easy this is for me? All right, good choices. Is there anything else about the movie that you guys want to Talk about.
I mean, as someone that doesn't or has never had a mortgage, it made me never want to have a mortgage ever. What is that? How does that make you guys feel?
I mean, if there were so many times where like I'd get a letter and be like, "All right, we're switching your mortgage to somebody else." It's like, "All right, sick. Who cares?" I never understood how that worked and how that was okay, but I don't know. It it didn't affect me because it wasn't the mortgage that I got was fixed, so it wasn't something where these people would be an adjustable rate where all of a sudden like ridiculous rates would kick in after a certain amount of time. You know, it
Imagine
kind of
that shit.
yeah, that I think that's what really kind of drove everything where it was like, all right, you have nothing, your income stinks, but we'll give you this adjustable rate mortgage, and then when like 5 years or whatever comes by, your rates go up to a ridiculous amount where you can't even afford to pay, and you're shit out of luck. So I mean, I the only thing with the mortgage stuff, I don't even know if the escrow is like the escrow would either you hit it or you won't hit it every year. You have to owe money or not owe money. That was annoying as shit. But as far as mortgages, as long as you get a fixed rate at a good price, I mean, you just set it and forget it, basically.
Yeah.
I don't, if it was adjustable or something like that, I'd be more worried. But yeah, I think being that mine was fixed and I had it 30 years at a pretty decent rate, nothing really, nothing. I didn't for 7 years. I didn't have an issue with it. Just a couple of name changes here or there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially with a fixed rate, think about it. Like, hopefully, your salary, your income is only going to continue to go up as the time goes on. So, like, the amount that you're paying on fixed rate, unless you're upping it, gets easier and easier to swallow as time goes on. Whereas, I mean, I can't imagine living with the fear because I would be scared every day that the interest rate was going to skyrocket and I was going to
Yeah.
owe thousands of dollars more. Um, so yeah, Robbie's right. I mean, once you get it under, everything settled, if it's fixed rate, I barely think about it. I mean, I still do. I look at it like all the time and I'm just like, all right. Like I set little thresholds for myself where I'm like, all right, we're almost under this.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do when we get there, but I'm looking forward to it.
It's just such an ungodly amount of money. And the fact that, you know, all these people's future was just disregarded and putting them in like these ridiculous holes and the amount of greed that was there. It's just so, and you get that little piece at the end of the movie where like, where Steve Carell's like, oh, they're all going to get away with it. And they go, actually, no, everybody was held
Yeah.
accountable and everybody went to
Just good.
jail. No, just kidding. Nothing happened. And it's just like such a gut punch that, we've seen it so many times where there's that two-level justice system where, bankers and politicians like never get in trouble for fucking people over. But if you do something so stupid, like they're so quick to throw you in jail or throw the book at you. It's just that's what really makes this movie a dick kick at the end of all of it, is that all this stuff happened and it was so in everybody's face and still nobody
Nothing.
gets in trouble.
Nothing. And I mean, I can understand. I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I can understand the argument of like these bankers and people like, well, it's not like we hid the fact that it's an adjustable rate. Like we told them that, like, but they're just so sneaky about it that it's like, it should be more transparent because gullible people are going to be gullible and get taken advantage of. And that's fucked up. But, I don't know. Just, it sucks. There should be more, like regulation. I think for a while they were better with like and pretty strict about like income and all that stuff, your credit score and blah blah blah. I feel like I don't know if it's still the same. I hope they're being somewhat responsible, but I'm sure they're not.
Yeah. And just at the end of the day, using all that bailout money to give themselves bonuses is just
It's so fucked up.
the shit icing on the cake.
Yeah. And again, no one got like it wasn't even like they didn't get in trouble. They all got bonuses. Like at least get the bonus money back. All right, you don't have to
Yeah.
go to jail, but you're not getting 30 fucking million dollars this year because you almost tanked the whole economy. Like what
Yeah.
the fuck?
So stupid. Ugh.
Whatever.
That's when I start getting nihilistic.
Yes. Yeah. I don't want to be that way. I'm very like I feel like when I first saw this movie, I was a lot angrier after watching it because I was like, that's fucked up and blah, I didn't have a mortgage yet, um, or anything, but I was a lot angrier as a person at
The man.
society, yeah, the man, society, whatever. Now I'm just like a beaten down nothing, like just whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, just bend over and take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucks.
It's not fair, but what can you do, right? Can't fight City Hall, is what they say.
Right.
You might try, and then all of a sudden, you walk outside, and then little Joe Pesci to the back of the head. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
No, please, I gotta watch YouTube videos. I don't want to get shot.
You got pizza to eat. Come on.
Exactly. That's all you want to talk about? Or you had more than that? Or no, that was it.
That was it. Just kind of wanted to see what, your guys' thoughts are on that stuff. Because it was just, like I said, just a kick in the dick at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Sucks. Hopefully, I mean, I'd
Who knows if
prefer
that's gonna happen
not to
again?
go
I mean,
through. Yeah, I'd prefer not to do that again. Sorry, Robbie. Go ahead.
no, I feel like it. I don't know. It's just crazy to me. So I still think to myself every time I see something like that, like somebody went $100,000 over asking price. It's like where are you getting this money?
I
Like,
know.
where is this coming from? It's like it's just another thing that's going to happen again. Like, how are you going to be able to afford this mortgage with those interest rates? I could see if it was like 3%, that okay. I can understand about like 5, 6 at like $600,000. I mean, like it's all bullshit. Some of these homes shouldn't even be going for these prices, and they shouldn't even be going over asking prices. It's crazy to even look at if you go on Zillow and look at like when it was sold and what they're asking for, what they put on, 200%, increase, 150% increase. It's just bonkers.
Well, that's why I
Crazy.
I
feel
get
like
the supply and demand, I get that, but come on.
I don't know. That's why I feel like something similar is going to happen again soon, because like you said, you look at these prices and you're like, who can afford this? I don't know. It doesn't
People,
make sense that many people are making that much money. I don't know. I feel like something like this is coming again. I don't know when, obviously, and how, but it doesn't seem like it's sustainable what's going on right now.
I don't think it is because I don't understand. I try to understand how these mortgage companies are approving these pre-approvals. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, if you approve for like 500, yeah, it depends on your down payment as well. Um, but it's like, I don't know. Um, Again, some of these houses should not be going for over asking price, let alone over $100,000. And I've seen it. Uh, it's somebody obviously stuff's public knowledge, right? If I visit houses or do this or put a bid in for something like that, and you're like, oh, really? And then like when it's finally sold, you can go on Zillow and check what it's sold for, and it's like, holy shit, man. Uh, I don't know. It's crazy. People say I truly believe it's going to happen again, but again, I don't I don't know, but I feel like it is. Something's got to give.
yeah. We're though in I think a unique area outside of Manhattan. I don't know, similar to like maybe some areas in Cali and other places where it's
Unique New York.
unique New York, unique New York.
People just got that dough.
Because got that dough, but also like it's a desirable place to live. So like the people who can't afford it may leave, but there's always an influx of people from the city or whatever. But also if like interest rates drop, I feel like housing prices are just gonna go up. because the sellers are going to be like, wow, they can afford more because the interest rates are lower. So it's like, what the fuck are you supposed to do?
Yeah. I don't know.
Whatever.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
What was the other one? He had oddly shaped feet. All right, we're back. I don't want to leave all depressed and angry.
Yeah.
Anything else about the economy or The Big Short or housing?
There's some things that can be done. I've definitely got a concept of a plan to fix it, but I'll let you know in 2 weeks.
It's been 9
Yeah.
years though, but
It's a concept.
it's a concept.
In terms of housing, just please lock your doors. There's people in this country looking to eat cats and dogs, so please lock your doors.
It's true.
They're eating cats.
They're eating dogs.
They're eating your pets. All right. Well,
Believe you me.
I saw it on TV.
Somebody told me. Sean Hannity told me.
Thank you for coming along this ride with us and listening for this whole time. We appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Again, follow us on all the things. Give us a 5-star rating on the podcast platform if that's where you're listening. It's been a while since we peddled that one.
Yeah.
And follow us on the YouTube. Feel like we're getting new subscribers every day. I love it. Almost going to be at a nice milestone. Maybe we'll celebrate that next week. I don't know. I got nothing else. Robbie, tell him good night.
Good night, Jared. Tell me the difference between stupid and illegal, and I have my wife's husband arrested.
It's a good one.
It's a good joke.
I had to change the line. It was brother, but
I can feel it.
my husband's a
Down in my
bozo.
plums.
Thanks. Good night, everybody.
When I hear a sound, a rap at the door, my young son Gabriel walks in. My wife says, no, Gabriel, leave. I said, no, let the boy watch. Let the boy watch. He needs to learn the way I learned from my father, the way he learned.